Hey everyone, so we're going to be doing this as more of a round robin. Everyone's sort of going to just be giving their input and feedback as we go through the slides. But this initial slide is just the talking points of the kind of main things that we're going to be discussing on the webcast today. Recent developments, which there have been quite a bit since we initially planned on having this webcast, and we'll get into a lot of those later on in the discussion. Impact of Republican-controlled Congress on immigration. We already sort of had some case samples of what that's going to look like based off of just the executive orders over the last 2 weeks. What that looks like from a sort of congressional standpoint remains to be seen, although there's been some discussion of different proposals that may or may not come to fruition in the next couple of months. Potential impacts of Trump-era immigration policies. We're going to talk about some of the more key visa programs and areas of focus, particularly what is a timely topic right now is worksite enforcement and a lot of the humanitarian parole programs, and just generally what it looks like in terms of scrutiny for all sorts of different immigrant benefits. Recent updates regarding deference policy, we'll touch on that briefly, although that's sort of there hasn't been that much action on that so far. Consular processing is potential updates. So when you are traveling internationally, if you have any employees or you are a visa national and you are going to either renew your visa stamp and or you're worried about these sort of processes or things to keep in mind when you try and enter the country, we'll talk about that as well. And then if we have time, we'll probably talk briefly about third-party worksite placements, probably in the context of enforcement and things to keep in mind when you're employing individuals with certain types of visas, particularly H-1B and L-1 visas.
Employer-based immigration changes under the Trump administration, navigating the shifting landscape. Join our expert panelists as they examine the key changes in employer-based immigration policies during the Trump administration and cover regulatory shifts, compliance challenges, and strategic approaches for businesses. Available on demand. Register now and visit www.knowledgewebcast.com to learn more.